for me, I believe that I couldn't have lived at any other time to be able to be a part of what I've been a part of. As I started Primos in 1976 and began to make hunting products, primarily calls, and the Truth series was born 2 years later. Between me and Ronnie Cut Strickland, the Truth became the Bible for that world that we began to live in. And as I hunted to try to promote the company and use the products, it dawned on me one day that I had realized how important the habitat was to where I went. And that's why when I began to collect these Purdeys, I began, what am I going to do with them? How can I, with my resources, give back to conservation? I want to do something different, special. I want to make an impact. What if we set it up, but we auctioned the guns off and we involved the conservation organizations that have been such an incredible part of my life? They have given back so much to me. How can we engineer this? And the more we talked, it began to get clearer and clearer and clearer that was the purpose of me getting that collection.
Mr. Primos' collections sit in a very unusual space within Purdey. They are a unique collection. They are the only consecutively numbered set of hammer injector guns that have been built to date, and are the only set that would ever be completed. They are a perfect blend of both modern craftsmanship, steels, handwork, and that classic Purdey shape that really sets us apart in the last half of the 19th century and very much built the brand as we are today.
So think about these shotguns, these Purdeys that Will Primos has donated, and think about the thought process that he went through to bring all these conservation groups together. The Congressional Sportsmen's Foundation with Will Primos has brought us together under the banner of these shotguns to make a tremendous difference. We do habitat work all across America, but think about these shotguns as a genuine illustration of all of us working together for the web of life, right? We all learned it in 3rd grade. When you do great habitat work, everything benefits. Ducks, turkeys, elk, clean water, human beings. These shotguns are an epitome of the web of life for all of us to do great work together in partnership, and we can't thank Will Primos enough for making that happen.
Understand that we have to have a place to go. Conservation means so much more than going and harvesting an animal. Conservation is conserving this land. We owe it to the next generation to make sure we pass this on. It's not necessarily just turkey hunting, but hiking, fishing, clean water. All the different groups have a little bit of a different niche, but we all have come together because of Mr. Primos here today, which is really special, and we're working together to make sure we preserve the habitat the way it is, not just preserve the habitat, but that we use conservation as our message, our war cry across the country.
Well, if you're a hunter, having places to go and animals to pursue, that doesn't exist without conserving the habitats that they live in and providing the things that they need for their survival. But if you're just a regular citizen, I mean, it's part of America's fabric to have bountiful wildlife and wild places and being able to access those wild places. The conservation that has occurred that has protected forests and grasslands in this country provides clean water. Almost all of the clean water that people drink comes from public lands that have been protected in part by hunters through our conservation efforts.
The sale of the firearms, as it comes back to each of our organizations, has an immediate effect. But the ripple effect is what it's going to mean in the decades to come as we build upon this and tell this conservation story, expand our base, and look out for the future generations so that they can enjoy the great outdoors the same way that we have. Will Primos spent decades putting together this truly unique collection of firearms. And for him to have the vision and the hopes of the future of conservation to make them available to 5 leading sportsmen's conservation groups is truly remarkable, and something that will pave the way for conservation for all of us in the years to come.
Well, Will's a giant on the conservation scene. He lives out the values that he espouses to others. He was on the scene leading the charge for conservation and for making memories and creating experiences for families and friends. Will is going to be on the Mount Rushmore of conservation heroes for North America. This isn't to benefit one single organization. This is to benefit uplands and wetlands, the Rockies and the marshes. This is to benefit native prairie grasses and spectacular vistas through the various organizations that he has selected. This is a unique and remarkable opportunity for the conservation community to work together to market one-of-one firearms that any one of us would love to own, and have the proceeds from that benefit the cause that Will has dedicated his life to.
The legacy that the auctioning of these 5 Purdey shotguns can have is for the little boy that I was, who had a fire in him to be in the woods, to hunt, to fish, to see the sunrises, to see the sunsets. And we can cause a ripple effect to share with young people, to show them what it can be like to walk the fields, to feel the wind, to see the trees, to see the sky, to see the stars, so that all the little children coming up now and that will be coming up can see the possibilities, can be encouraged, and can know that they too can be that legacy.
And this is the truth about conservation.
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 I'm Will Primos, and this is the truth about conservation.